Alright, so it seems as if we have a little bit of competition here. One witch film that took about 5 years of research and won Best Director at the Sundance Film Festival, whereas the other witch film is a sequel slash reboot that is built to revive a franchise. I mean, come on guys, the found footage one, that one takes the cake. Okay, so Blair Witch, or as I like to call it, Where Bitch, as in where's that bitch? Because you get it, the letters are switched. Okay, whatever. So Blair Witch follows the story of a college student named James, and after reopening the case that involved with the disappearance of his sister many years ago, he strives to solve the mystery that is linked with the Blair Witch. And James brings a couple people to help him venture out with them in the forest, and they seem like a helpful group of people because they just want to help their friend out. Until a couple strange things happen in the forest, and they're like, okay, it could be the Blair Witch. I mean, it could make sense, right? Now, as the group realizes that the forest does contain a sinister presence, the group must find their way out of the forest before they reach to a complete insanity, or in this case, get killed. Now, the Blair Witch is a sequel slash reboot to the Blair Witch series that started back in 1999 with the Blair Witch Project, which for a lot of people, it's kind of a mixed bag when it comes to the horror genre. Because for one, you got the people who like the film who kind of view it as a thing that started the whole found footage genre, like put it into the mainstream, and also confuse people into thinking, okay, is the film real or not? And secondly, there's people who dislike the film and they look at it and they see that there's really nothing frightening about it because they don't really show anything in there to get scared of. Which in a way, it is kind of true because the film didn't age all that well, but I'm just being reasonable here. I still respect on what the Blair Witch did for the horror genre. And then there's the Blair Witch 2, in which I was about to watch, and then a friend came up to me and is like, hey Ryan, do you enjoy living? Do you like your life? Then stay away from this film. And I was like, alright, whatever, dude. However, this new Blair Witch film, it's probably not going to bring anything new to the horror genre. It is kind of a mixed bag for me. I'm going to start off with a good first. It's like, just like the original Blair Witch, it's able to grab the environment of the woods and making it extremely ominous and creepy. The whole gimmick of it being found footage makes it a little bit more effective because it's as if you're experiencing with these characters on how creepy these forests are. From start to finish, all found footage being shot from the characters from their point of views with like different handheld cameras or little earpiece cameras, which was a clever touch, by the way, because it's as if you're seeing these things from the first person point of view from some of these characters or just whatever character it is. And it's also mixed with the handheld camera cinematography that pays homage to the original Blair Witch, which again brings the subtleness and the silence of these woods to be extremely creepy at night, which actually really reminded me of that one PC game called Slender, just the way how they use the flashlights in the woods. I don't know, I don't know why. Which honestly, those particular horror scenes makes it to be the more effective because it has a little bit of the psychological element to it, some claustrophobia in there, and just the feeling of being alone in these forests that just makes it very chilling to watch. The environment and the surroundings were used effectively, but then we get to the things that makes a good horror film because I'm being completely honest with you, it's not entirely there. And it's not because it's found footage or there's shaky cam in there, which there is, but that's probably like the 6th thing wrong with this movie. This film does the very thing that a lot of people, including myself, just straight up do not like in horror films, and that is false jump scares and parts that just straight up don't make sense. I said straight up twice, 3 times. Fucking dumb. For example, there's this one scene where this one girl's hearing really light footsteps in the forest and somehow her camera audio was able to pick it up from a mile away. And then all of a sudden her boyfriend jumps in front of the camera from like a different angle from where the footsteps were coming from, and then it just makes a loud boom sound effect. And I'm just like, why? I mean, if this film is supposed to be found footage, then why are these sounds being added to them? It would have been more effective if those sounds were more authentic. But the thing is, it's like, this film does it so much to the point where it seems as if they're desperately trying to get you scared, but the film doesn't realize that it already did that with like the surroundings of the complete darkness of the forest. It's kind of a shame how horror movies nowadays kind of feels like they need to add more into their movie by making those like false jump scares. And Blair Witch, it just falls under that category. And I'm serious, this movie has some of the worst actors when it comes to them being frightened of something. You just don't buy the fact that they're legitimately scared of something. Like, a lot of them would see like the witch wooden cross, and then this is their serious reaction when they see them. They would get out of their tents and they will pull out their lights and they're all like, and it's just like, dude, come on. Which also brings up on how some scenes just really aren't that scary to me. I mean, for me personally, I don't know if they're gonna be scary to you, because I get scared at like the dumbest shit, but like I could get scared at my hair being all fucked up, and that's some scary shit. But just to point out that a lot of the scenes, it just didn't really scare me all that much, because it was just more of like in-your-face jump scare stuff than rather like psychological aspects to it, which the original Blair Witch absolutely thrives on. But in this one, although it is entertaining, I'm not gonna lie to you, it is some cheap jump scares in some scenes. It was a bit jumbled before reaching to that really intense finale, which I gotta admit, that was also entertaining. A part of me encourages you guys to go see this movie for that finale, but then it also makes me think back to all the other bullshit I had to experience with this film too. However, is this the decent comeback for this franchise? I honestly think so, but if you're looking for a great horror film in this one, you're not gonna find it here. Because I say, if you want to go see the Blair Witch, it's probably best if you wait for the red box release. Go see the other Witch film instead. That's the more superior film. Okay guys, have you seen Blair Witch, and what did you think about it, and what is your favorite Witch film? Could be Hocus Pocus, I don't care, whatever it is, leave it down below. And as always, you can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and all that social media shit down below. Keep in contact with me, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and as always, may the Force be with you.